All right, good morning. Oh, wait, 1 second. I got to clap. I forgot about that. All right. Just so I know which one is which. Okay. Good morning, good evening, good whatever to everybody out there. Welcome to the GOLDBOX podcast. My name is Henry, a.k.a. Hen, a.k.a. HENDOG, and today I have another special guest. He goes by the name of Mac, and we're going to just leave it at that. That rhymed a little bit. Hey. Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Mac. I'm now a youth director over at Westford Street Church of Christ in Texas City, Texas. I've been doing it for about 7 years now. Also, I try to be a leader in the community by helping kids in whatever way I can, whether it be by going to school and talking with teachers or principal, or going out when these kids are having a hard time and just talking to them and making sure that they feel wanted.
Okay. That's a great introduction. Great introduction. I've known you for about how many years now?
Oh, forever. I don't know, maybe 10 years, probably 10 years or so, Henry.
Yeah, so I know you came from Houston, and I think it was right at the cusp of me leaving off for college.
Mm-hmm.
But, you had a great impact on me. You have a great impact on a lot of kids. And I just wanted to bring you on because, there's a lot of issues going on in the community.
Okay.
And, there's a lot of stuff going on with violence and black on black crime and just a lot of issues that need to be resolved. And so, just want to talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it starts with family. If you have a breakdown in family, a lot of issues and problems arise because of that. Here at the church that we attend, we always talk about family, and if you have a strong family, a lot of these issues can be resolved. But people have to be committed. Especially when they have kids and children. They have to be committed to those kids and children, and instead of just doing what they want to do. They always have to try to put their kids first and think about their kids before they make a decision. And I don't see a lot of that happening now. And that's some of the things that we like to talk about here at the church. And then, the only person that suffers are the kids.
Yeah, because I see that a lot because working in education, I know you're one of your family members works in education, and it's just always especially when you go to the schools, it's a situation of every man for himself almost.
Absolutely.
Because I know I went through it like for part of my career, and then you went through it for sure.
Yes.
Because you've been on this earth a little bit longer than I have. They used to have that corporal slip that
That's
you
right.
had the back of.
Oh yeah. I
didn't like that slip. I didn't need it, but
That's right.
I remember they say, hey, you need to sign it and bring it back, and we can have corporal inside our school.
Definitely.
And then other things was like you were saying, it's kind of a little bit selfish. Everybody's selfish nowadays, and I remember when there were certain teachers or somebody, I tell your mama just.
Yep.
And it went double for me because I know I had
Yeah,
my
that's
mom
right.
was a teacher.
That's right.
It still is.
Oh, yeah.
A long time.
Yeah, no doubt. And when I was going back in school, and I'm 38 now, but when I was going back to school, especially in elementary, the principal went to church with my mom, grandma, my grandfather, and my father. So the teacher even went to the same church that we attended. So I got in trouble. I got like 3 spankings.
Ooh.
I mean, 3 spankings for one thing. So that kind of broke me into saying, hey, I might want to do a little bit better. But, it was consistent, but it was out of love. And, I think back now to where I am now, that taught me a lot of things. I didn't think that it would teach me so many things, but it did. The first thing it taught me was respect. And that goes back to today, these things today. A lot of children don't have respect for their parents. So if they don't have respect for their parents, how are they gonna have respect for anybody out in the out in the world? You know, if you don't have respect for your parents, how you gonna have respect for the teacher?
Yeah.
12 years of school, you know, you have to, and they're trying to teach us and educate us, you know, to make better lives for ourselves. And you don't respect the teacher, and then next thing you know, it falls over into I'm out of school now, and a police officer or someone tells me to do something, and now I never respected my parents, I never respected my teachers, never respected the principal. I'm not gonna respect the police officer, you know. So it's a cycle. It's actually a cycle. So you know, I think those are some of the things we need to address in the beginning. It all comes from like everybody said, it comes from home.
Yeah.
You know.
I understand. Because I remember, like, I know I was working with one kid, and they're about to go to ninth grade, and they were sitting there, and I was like, hey, why don't you respect the teacher? She was like, no, I don't need to respect her, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? Just.
Uh-huh.
And then on top of that, nowadays people tend to look away from, you know, corporal and all that. Well, we can make sure we're going to tell them the right way. And this. Now, it works sometimes.
Yes.
It definitely works. But other people think that, like you were saying, there's 2 or 3 people getting you. And I know I had it happen. I remember I messed up at school, and I got called by my mom, and then I got called by my grandparents, and I got called by them. And most people think, oh, well, we're just beating them for no reason. Like, no, it's not really, you know, the case. You know,
That's right.
It's coming from a place of love. Nowadays, it's just.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
It's not people are just doing it to be doing it. You know, putting it on Facebook and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I never got that.
No. And that's another big issue. This social media stuff. People are just inundated with social media, and some things you need to keep private with your family, and other things you can go out and share in a positive message. But I don't have a Facebook account or Twitter account or anything like that, because I think that positive things are fewer and far between on those type of media sites. There's a lot of trouble that you can get into with being on Facebook and being on Twitter. And, you know, for that fact of the matter, personally, me, I think I have enough things to deal with on my own than to be, you know, really getting into somebody else's, you know, personal life and getting into their business. I got stuff I got to fix myself. So that's the way I look at it. That's just a personal opinion. Yeah. And that's the reason why I'm not on a lot of these, you know, social media sites and things like that. You know, there are some positive things that comes out of those things, but most of the times when I see things, it gets downright ridiculous. I mean, people are starting fights and all kind of stuff because somebody said something on social media. You know.
Oh yeah, I understand. Because like it's almost like you're leaving a log of yourself.
Absolutely.
And it lasts forever. And
that's right.
I know with Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, I have to use it, you know, because with this, you know, I want to use it in a positive manner, you know. Like with this and then the camera and all that kind of stuff, I'd rather, you know, use it for a format and a medium to let other people know.
Absolutely.
You know, because like they always told me, why go through the minefield if you know the way already to get around most of the stuff. So
that's right.
You know, I love this format because it's an opportunity to let other people, you know, get a different perspective.
That's right. And I think there should be more podcasts like what you're doing now, instead of some of the foolishness that we see on a day in and day out basis on some of these social media sites. I think that things need to be more positive. We need to have better role models on social media instead of, like, a big thing now is posting fights at schools.
World star.
Man, that's one of the most silliest things that I've ever seen. I mean, that's barbaric, you know.
That don't make no.
And that's the kind of negative stuff that people portray, especially the black community, the black community to be involved in. I've been blessed to be able to go to certain parts of the United States, certain parts of country, certain parts of other countries, and what they see on social media, what they see on cable TV, what they see on television,
Yeah.
is not a good portrait of all African Americans. I was able to go and take my family to Hawaii, and there are a lot of Asian descendants that come from Japan and things like that. They come over. Well, I could get a sense of what they portray as African Americans in the United States, and the reason why they see that way is because of
World
what
Star.
they see on TV, what they see on social media, what they see on the internet and things like that, and they just basically especially the older generation, they basically just stared at me, my wife, and my little kid and I know the reason why.
Yeah.
They don't see much of that in our community because they look at social media and things like that. You could tell some of them were thinking, how does he even afford to get his wife and his kid over to Hawaii? He's got his family. That's a family base. I've never seen this before. And they wouldn't be mean or anything. They haven't seen it before.
Yeah. I just, for some reason, I think nowadays it's a situation of people tend to choose sides, or it's a situation of, oh, I saw this. Instead of like actually getting to know somebody, they take something for all its worth and think that's everybody.
Absolutely.
Because I remember going to Prairie View at the time, going back, trying to finish, sure.
Yeah.
And
no problem.
Yeah. Trying to go back, finish, and even with the black community, like I was like, oh yeah, where are you? So like, black people, white people, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you? You seem very, very well mannered and da 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 da. Oh, I'm from Lamarck. What? You're from Lamarck? What? No, you came from Lamarck? Or you probably had that before,
Absolutely.
Like, because you came from Houston. And most
right.
people, they tend to, oh, well, he came from here, or he came from there. He came this, that, and the other. Especially, people they want to get a stereotype wholesale and just, sorry about that. I got away from the mic. But they tend to take a stereotype wholesale, like you were saying, like out in Hawaii, all that kind of stuff, Hawaii, however you say it. And just roll with it.
That's right.
And it's just like with the lechon and all that kind of stuff. People tend, oh, I'm gonna get on this side or I get on that side, instead of actually like being knowledgeable and actually taking some interest in whatever you're talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
Learning about a person.
That's right. And stereotypes is especially for the African American community. Some of them are very bad, but that's why we have you doing this podcast, and then I'm trying at the church we attend and in the area that we're in to try to change those negatives into positives, change them into positives. So that's what I'm all about, and God has blessed me to be able to be in a position professionally and as a youth director to try to change some of these people's lives.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Real serious question. Do you when you think about because I know they say pass it forward, all that kind of stuff. You need to make sure that you're helping your community out. Do you sometimes get frustrated a little bit when it comes to like youth and just the community in general?
Well, it's a lot of it is some frustration. It's not easy, and the reason being is you have, like for instance, dealing with the youth, the parents. They take no initiative. Some of the parents take no initiative to help their kids out. They do what they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it, and they'll leave their kids at home. I mean, they don't care. They They want to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, and when they want to do it. And in my opinion, that's not the why God gave you kids. Uh, Kids from God are a gift. And, the way I look at it is the reason why you are a parent is for nourishment of that kid, to bring that kid up in the way that he should go or she should go. But when you have parents that don't really, I wouldn't say care, but are not concerned about the well-being of their kids, and then you have someone coming in from the outside that is trying to help that kid or help the situation, it could be frustrating because you first to help the kid, you got to help the parent. And some of these parents don't want to be helped. They're out there having fun, and I want to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it, And if my kids get some food, then that's fine. But if they better fix their own food, they better open that door and close that door. I'll be home in 2 hours. I'm going over here this weekend. Kids are gonna have to fend for themselves. It gets a little frustrating.
Oh yeah. So because I know, like, I remember we had to talk before. No, not on the podcast, but before, like a few days back. And I remember that you were saying that people were like, "Why are you taking your kid and this, that, and other? Why you take them all over the place?" But I understand where you're coming from, because at the end of the day, when you send a kid off, because we used to be yay high.
Oh yeah.
And then our parents, like they had certain, things they did, and they had certain issues when it came to certain topics and all that kind of stuff. And then they trained us in a certain way. It trained sound bad, but at the same time, like I know my mom, she was like, "You're not going over there. You're not going over here. You're going to we'll do this. I'll give you an alternative." Or my dad, he was like, "I'll beat the brakes off of you.
Yes.
If you decide that you need to get out of line or do something." I remember I got in trouble for a tree. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be an artist today. I'm gonna get my inner Picasso on." You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And I decided to color the tree the wrong way. Went home, and he was like, "Okay, you ain't gonna do that never again." He was like, "You better go get some paper and do that somewhere else. You're not supposed to do that in that class and misrepresent me."
That's right.
But it's weird to some people, but they're going out in the world and they're representing you.
That's right.
It's almost like it's just like Christianity, really.
That's right.
And it's people have gotten away from it. It's so many generations where the grandma is like almost.
That's right.
Like way younger.
That's right.
The grandpa, probably way younger too.
That's right.
It's changing. It's changing very rapidly.
And what we're talking about today, Henry, is core values. I mean, this is core values. These are the things that are going to make a kid strong in this world. And when you have core values, everything else pretty much takes care of itself. The issues that we're having now, these daily issues dealing with the police and people arguing and people not respecting the educational system, all goes back to core values. When we look back at it, the individuals that are very grounded and they're, I wouldn't say this is all, but the ones that I've seen, man, if somebody takes a kid and are involved in their life, you have a less likely chance of dealing with all of these issues that we're dealing with now.
Yeah, it snowballs.
Yes, that's right. And the end is when, just like for the police, when somebody is out of control and you can't stop them, the last resort is who? The police.
Yeah.
They got to deal with everything that is the worst of the worst. And you got a kid or you have somebody that was never taught, which is sad, especially a lot in the black community, never taught to say yes or no, or just downright just show any type of humanly respect for anybody.
Oh yeah.
They hadn't had the mom and dad hadn't got respect from them. Teacher haven't got respect for them. Principal hadn't got respect for them. All of these institutions that we have set up, there is no respect for them. None at all.
I understand.
And then we get to the last resort where this individual is meeting up with the police.
Yeah.
And am I condoning that? No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is a lot of this stuff can be headed off just by a person or a parent or somebody out in a community taking the time to talk with a kid, be in his life. Go buy him a snow cone every now and then when he's having a bad day. Go buy him an ice cream cone.
Be constantly a person always.
That's right.
Checking on them.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you don't have to spank them all the time. You don't have to spank them. As a matter of fact, there's maybe one or two in the church, and we have about 40 youth here that I've had to spank in 10 years. You don't have to spank them.
Yeah.
You know, now what I'm saying that with their parents' permission.
Yeah.
But they've got it so out of control that you had to spank them. But when you spank a kid, you have to show them double the love.
Yeah.
That you shown to a kid that you didn't have to spank.
Yeah.
Because if you just continue to spank them and beat on them, all they're going to do is get mad.
Yeah.
And what does that mad turn to? Disrespect.
Anger.
Anger. Once again, we're disrespecting everybody. Everybody beat on me. So it turns back and it goes back to disrespecting a parent, disrespecting your elders, anybody that's trying to help, disrespecting a teacher. And ultimately, at the end, disrespecting the last authority, last authority, which is the police.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of this stuff is happening because of that.
Yeah.
Now, is all of it happening because? No.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is happening because of that. And, that's one of the reasons why I try my hardest and I take my time out to try to help some of these young kids that they're almost hopeless. Some of them are hopeless, but you got to give them some type of a hope. And I think that a lot of people need to start stepping up and spending a little bit of time, because that's what it takes. It takes time.
Oh yeah.
It takes a lot of time and patience to try to help some of these younger kids.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, because I know our friend Jaden.
Yeah.
Long work with him, but he's come a long way though.
Oh, definitely.
And that's a proof, and you can see it with kids that when you care about them, they care about you.
That's right.
Instead of leaving on a positive note.
Yeah, that's right.
Any last words? Thing that you want to tell the people, because I know we gotta cut it short.
Yeah. And I'd like to do this again.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, I want to bring you back.
Yeah.
I want to bring you back for a longer period.
Definitely.
I just know you're a busy man.
Oh yeah.
And,
gotta get back. But like I said, take time, enjoy the youth. The youth are our future, and don't just blow them off. And this is our community.
Yeah.
Our community, the future of our community is going to be with the African American kids, the youth. All kids. It does not matter, if they're African American or Caucasian or Hispanic. I love them all the same. But we have a big issue in the African American community with the family.
Yeah.
And my lasting words would be, let's spend some time with them. Spend some time with them, and let them know that we care about them, because from what they see around them, some of them are hopeless.
Yeah. And
we need to get that hope back into some of their lives. And if we can change 1 out of 10, as a community, man, we're doing good, doing really good.
Definitely.
So I definitely appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
I'm kind of mad at myself because I got here a little bit late, but at the same time, it was some great stuff. I appreciate you, because I know I know you got to get to work real quick.
Oh yeah.
But again, we're gonna call him Mac. It's a pleasure to have him on. If you want to catch the podcast, you can check it. I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied. Catch it at HENDOGmediadesign.com. And also on YouTube, if you search HENDOG Media Design. So Hen, like cat dog, HENDOG, mediadesign.com. or look for that YouTube. Since now we have the camera and off to big things. It's not where we want to be, but at the same time, it's a start. So.
It's a start. That's right.
So hopefully I'll have you back again this time, and that's it.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Yes, sir.